Oh yeah, we're on YouTube now. Hello and welcome to Decoded, where we take your favorite games, movies, shows, and music, break them down, and see what's left standing. Today's band is 21 Pilots, and the album is Blurryface. I originally reviewed 21 Pilots back when Vessel released in 2013, and actually nominated it as the best album of that year. I even made a top 10 list, which I will put in the description below, when I did written format reviews on Decoded Blogspot. Now, after further analysis, I not only think that this is one of the best albums of 2013, but it is one of the best pop albums to come out of the last decade. We fast forward to today, where 21 Pilots is no longer just a name on a list, but is a huge name not only on their label, but to the masses of the music industry. Playing a multitude of sold-out venues, headlining festivals, and even creating quite the cult following for themselves, 21 Pilots is back with their 2015 effort, Blurryface. Dear lord, did this album have way too many singles to count. Starting in March of 2015 with Fairly Local, 21 Pilots and Fueled by Ramen churned out 5 singles in the lead up to this album. While the majority of the singles are quite good, there's 2 in particular I'd like to focus on in this analysis, as they offered a great idea of what Blurryface has to offer. The song Fairly Local is a bit of a different sounding song. If one is used to the Vessel sound, 21 Pilots got huge for. That's not to say it's a bad thing, but I for one genuinely disliked and was taken aback by this song upon first hearing it. It wasn't that the song was revolting by any means, it was just so different from what I was previously given. It was as if 21 Pilots took their self-titled album's Edgar Allan Poe-like backdrop and painted on the electric flair of Vessel. It was jarring to say the least, but I find that it is quite the uplifting song as it digs deep into psychological trouble people can and do go through every day. The chorus is all about Tyler telling the listener, "I've been there. I've gone through what you're going through, and you aren't suffering alone." As most songs with 21 Pilots though, if you simply want a nice beat to dance to, it's there. But if you want something deeper, all you have to do is truly listen. I would be remiss not to mention that this is the first time the listener is introduced to Blurryface, as the synthetic voice operating in the second pre-chorus. This character can be left up to much interpretation, but it appears to represent the fears and anxieties that both the lyricist and possibly the listener are feeling at any given moment. Talk about jarring. I was truly hesitant to listen to this song when it first came out, as I thought to myself, nope, I'll wait for the album to come out so I can truly judge it as a whole. As you can tell, it did not happen. The day the song came out, I was giddy as a schoolgirl, loaded it up, and wow, the song is just amazing. This is a literal day-to-night shift from Fairly Local, offering the listener a mostly non-electric sounding song, catchy hook, and quite the excellent detour in terms of the bridge. When I first listened to this song, I got a very strange feeling of old-school Beatles from the jumping drums, rolling piano chords, and the aforementioned catchy background vocal hook in the chorus. This is a must-listen for any 21 Pilots or music fan. If I've not made it clear at this point, Blurryface is quite the departure in sound from 2013's Vessel. That's not to say it's a bad thing, but if the listener is going in with the intention of 21 Pilots rehashing the ideas on Vessel, you'll be sorely mistaken. This is probably why it's taken myself so long to review it. As many of you may not be aware, I pulled the trigger quite prematurely on the last Panic at the Disco album, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die, and tore it apart for the wrong reason, because it was different. It wasn't what I was expecting, but after spending time with the album, I found a new appreciation for what was crafted inside that album, and I feel Blurryface is the same way. This is not another 21 Pilots album. This is the album they wanted to release to show the world they haven't forgotten their roots, but are also more than willing to indulge in the newer fortes of their ever-growing sound. Out of all the songs on the album, the only one I cannot recommend due to personal taste would be Lane Boy. I find it drones on a bit too much for me, and I have to fight myself to not skip it whenever I hear the beginning start up. It's not a bad song by any means, just something about it feels very cheap to me. On the flip side, my favorite song on the album is a tie between The Judge and Goner. The Judge does so much in the 5 minutes that it's on, and honestly as a listener I was not upset by this. It's the halfway point of the album and it surely feels like it. It starts with some whirling air that slowly slides into the ukulele chords, and it's at this point you realize you're going on an adventure. I've heard many interpretations of what's going on in this song. Is it about Tyler begging for mercy from Blurryface? Is it the other way around and Blurryface is trying to get deeper into Tyler's subconscious? Or is it a spiritual successor to Attic with a Pen? Honestly, you can perceive it however you would like, and that's the beauty of the music this band makes. As stated before, if you look deeper, you will find something, and it's kept me continuously pressing repeat on these songs for the past few years, and will continue to do so in the future. Now Goner, the album's closer, almost became one of my least favorite songs, as I thought up until the end that they were just rehashing what Truce did in Vessel. As it's in this section, you can tell I was pleasantly surprised. What we get instead is a mix of what Vessel's two closers, Truce and Trees, were doing. What I mean by this is the song starts out rather calm with just Tyler and his reverb-covered piano, giving all of this emotion in a simple and small melody. We do get tricked into a build-up twice in the song, but Lord, once it hits, it just hits with the full force of Tyler screeching at the top of his lungs. And then, closing out one final chorus, it hits you with a truck full of emotions. This is how you end an album, ladies and gentlemen, and it's something I cannot wait to see live, because I'm quite sure it'll be a madhouse in the venue. In all, after much back and forth, I would say that while Blurryface doesn't hit quite the heights of 2013's Vessel, it is quite the stellar ending to the first trilogy of albums by this amazing band. If you're not listening to this band, you are missing out on quite the introspective experiences, and I can state without a shadow of a doubt that this band has allotted me not only an amazing group of people to know, but also an amazing experience in and out of the concert venues. To you, Tyler and Josh, I say thank you for gifting us your music, and I give 21 Pilots' third album, Blurryface, a 9 out of 10. Hello everyone, and welcome to the end card. When we do album reviews, I'll leave a list of buy it, hear it, and trash it for how I felt about the album and the songs that are on it. Of course, these were all my personal opinion, but as you've listened to the review, it should support exactly what I've stated on the album present. We also would like to thank you here at Decoded for joining us for our newest episode. If you have not already, please click the subscribe button at the bottom, as we're still working on our TV show, movie, and a few other games and music albums for you. As always, go ahead and leave a comment or a like on this video to let us know how we're doing. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for joining us at Decoded.